Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and Opal sent over their C1 webcam to take a look at in today's video, which they're sponsoring. Now this is not a review video, but rather an overview and unboxing and comparison between the Mac Studio display and the Opal C1. But before we get started, let's go ahead and take a look at what comes in the box. The Opal C1 comes in at $250 and it has a black or white color option. Now let's take a look at what comes inside the box. So as we take the top off here, you'll see that we have the webcam itself. We'll take a closer look at that in just a moment. Also included, we've got some instructions along with a USB-C to USB-C cable. So we have that included, always really nice to see. And then also we have a base plate where we can attach it to the camera and then place it on top of a monitor. And we have a little tool to tighten down the screw on here. And I'll keep this handy to use for different cameras as well, as it's nice to just have around. I'll show you that in a second. If we take a closer look at the webcam itself, you'll see that we have a metal housing and also a speaker grill. On the front, we have a little cap. This is magnetic, a really nice attention to detail, and it has microfiber cloth on the inside. It says Opal C1 and then has an f1.8 aperture with a 3.3 millimeter lens. If we reattach that, it orients itself by itself here, just spins it into position, and on the bottom we have a 1/4-20 tripod mount. On the back, it looks like we've got a heat sink along with USB-C and maybe some more microphones for noise canceling. We also have the included stand, and this just opens up like this, folds up nice and compact, and it also has the 1/4-20 threads. On the bottom, we can just screw this into the tripod thread as normal. So we place it on like this, and then use the included tool just to screw this down. And this is something, like I said, I'll keep handy. You could use for this, and it also could work for any other tripod you're using. Super nice tools that are included. Once you have that set up, plug in your cable and you're ready to go. And again, to show you the attention to detail here, if you order the white model, you've got white accessories to go along with it. Black comes with the black accessories, so super nice attention to detail here. Now the camera is metal with less than 1% plastic, and it's 4K or 1080p at 60 frames per second. It also has a 78-degree field of view and 3 omnidirectional mics. If we go into our Opal C1 software, the software allows us to control the camera, audio, add effects. We have manual control and then some settings. So we have a focus lock option here, so if we want to adjust the focus in and out, we can do that. We can record the video, the screen, have it loop. We've got bokeh control, so if we want to blur the background more or less, we can do that. We also can add a logo here. We've got an overlay where we can add some text. We can also zoom as well, so if you want to zoom in a little bit more, you can. And then we have face lock, so if I turn on face lock, it locks to my face, and then we can zoom in or zoom out depending on where we want it. Of course, we can turn the video off as well. We have some audio options for mute. We can adjust gain, noise cancellation, and we also have some effects. So if we want to put on a filter here, we can do that. Change the filter. We have that option. We can have it touch up our face a little bit if you want. So I typically don't use that. We have tone sync, pixelate. We have the option to highlight something and even have shadow here. So really nice options. And then if we go into manual, we can adjust the brightness. If I want to make it darker or brighter, we can do that. And then also exposure, saturation, the typical things that you want. So maybe you want a little bit more saturation in your video or a little bit less. You can do that. The same is true with adjusting white balance and more, but I think it does a pretty good job on its own. Again, we have settings and we can have it start up on its own. We have gesture control even, where we can toggle face lock with a click and more. So some really nice simple options to control the webcam. And of course, you've got those recording options, which are nice if maybe you're in a meeting and you want to record it. Now I'm using the Mac Studio display and the Opal C1 side by side to give you an idea of what it's like overall. I'm using center stage on the Mac along with portrait mode, and you can see those here. So we have center stage and portrait mode enabled. On Opal C1, we actually have features called face lock, which is similar to center stage, and then we can adjust the bokeh behind us. So we can actually see what the overall level of bokeh is here. So we have some nice options there. Everything else is fully automatic right now. So this gives you an idea of what it looks like on the Mac webcam and also what it sounds like with its microphone. So now you're hearing the microphone and getting an idea of what its mic array sounds like. However, the Opal C1 in my test seems to sound much, much better and just sort of isolates noise a little better, sounds cleaner, and better overall. The same is true for the camera itself. With the Studio display, it's an okay camera, but it's nothing really phenomenal. It does the job in meetings and things, but the Opal C1 looks way, way better, and I'll definitely be using this. You can also see the autofocus ability. As I bring the camera in front of my face, this shows what it's like on the studio display, and then also what it's like on the Opal C1. So if you wanted to show something in a presentation, maybe show something while you're actually talking to others in a Zoom meeting, this gives you an idea of what it's like as far as that goes. Now, if I turn off center stage on the Mac and portrait mode, and then also do the same on the Opal webcam, turn off face lock, turn off bokeh, this gives you an idea of what they look like without both of those features enabled. So if you just want to capture the whole room, you don't want the background blurred out, you don't have to do that. But I think it looks pretty good, especially on the Opal C1 with the face lock turned on. Again, you can adjust this in and out, and then also bokeh. The same is true on center stage, so you get the same sort of look, but it looks much better on the Opal C1 in my opinion. So let me know what you think about that in the comments below. Which one do you think looks better and sounds better? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. I think the Opal C1 actually looks pretty great, and I'll definitely continue using it. Thanks to Opal for sponsoring this video, and of course be sure to check them out in the description below. If you haven't subscribed already though, please subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.